starts right now.
A foster care crisis in Bexar County. Tonight, the result of that crisis impacting the Bexar County agency that is tasked with caring and placing children who've been removed from their homes by the state.
The San Antonio Emergency Children's Shelter has been closed. The Night Team's Patty Santos tells us why the state has stopped placement of foster children at the facility.
The Children's Emergency Shelter sits empty tonight after the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services ordered children be removed from the facility. The Children's Shelter and Family Tapestry, a division of the shelter and under state contract to find placement for children, have been under close scrutiny for 9 months, according to this letter from DFPS. The letter addressed to the CEO of the Children's Shelter says it has breached its contract by not finding proper, timely placement for the children. This all stems back to September. The Express News reported a similar hold of placements at the Whataburger Children and Youth Center, another facility under the Children's Shelter. In October, the state requested a contract corrective action plan for the use of the Family Tapestry Intake Center. Last month, it received notification forbidding continued placement of children at the Intake Center. It culminated today with the closure of the Children's Emergency Center, which can hold up to 66 children from newborn to 16. The Children's Shelter released a statement saying the issues are rooted with the placement of teens with behavioral issues. Quote, Texas has lost more than 1,000 residential treatment center beds for higher acuity youth in the past 12 months, of which 475 were lost under the Family Tapestry Network. The Hector Garza Residential Treatment Center and George Gervin Youth Center, two of the facilities closed in Bexar County. Bexar County Children's Court Judge Peter Sakai says this isn't only a San Antonio problem, but a statewide crisis.
We have a lot of placements that are saying, we can't do this anymore. We can't do this for the reimbursement that we're getting. We can't do it for the liability that's being incurred.
Under scrutiny and pressure, other options will be looked at, even possibly sending children across Texas or sending them back with family if it's safe to do so.
This is a plea that we need more foster care beds for our most vulnerable, and that's our foster children.
And the letter also stated that Family Tapestry recently rejected the referral of 6 children into its care and has also failed to find a place for 3 children who were staying in DFPS office. The children had to be out of the shelter by 5 tonight, and the CEO had to present a plan to the state on how it will meet its contract requirements. The CEO said she'll have more information on that plan on Wednesday morning. Steve, EC's.
And we'll continue to follow it. Thank you, Patty. Completely false. That's what Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolf had to say during today's COVID-19 briefing when he was pressed for an update on allegations made by Texas Governor Greg Abbott concerning the migrant housing facility at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Earlier this month, the governor gave an impromptu press conference outside Freeman Coliseum, alleging complaints of abuse and understaffing. Among the allegations, complaints of sexual assault, children not being fed, and COVID-positive children not being isolated from others. Abbott said the Texas Rangers would investigate those claims and called on the Biden administration to shut the facility down.
If anything's happened since then, when he said it, there was nothing. Now, other things could happen. I don't know that they have. I have not heard anything. It could happen in the future. With what do we got now? 1,802 boys still out there. Something could go wrong. But the previous allegations that he made were untrue.
Several volunteers at the Expo Hall have since disputed the governor's allegations as well, and the facility has been toured several times by both lawmakers and child advocacy groups, none of which have supported Abbott's claims. The Department of Public Safety has not released information about its investigation into those claims.
Well, they lost everything, yet they are still smiling. A San Antonio family is thankful to be alive after their northeast side home went up in flames overnight. The Night Team's Japhanie Gray spoke with them as they tried to salvage what they could.
This top room, that's my son's room. It's completely gone.
Morgan Siebert and her fiance Patrick Boyce say it was a smoke alarm and perfect timing to save their family's lives. A massive fire broke out at the back of their home around 1 o'clock this morning.
When we were running out, we could hear like our back door falling in. So we're extremely thankful it started in the back because we might not have made it out.
But the couple and their 2 children did make it out, along with their pets. When San Antonio firefighters arrived, they found flames coming from the roof, the back, and sides of their 2-story home.
And they're saying the fire started somewhere down on the, where it's charred over here. There's an electrical outlet that went to the shed.
The home, a total loss.
Our brand new AC unit didn't cool last night, you know. Didn't cool enough last night.
The family says they have less than 96 hours to collect whatever they can before the house is demolished.
I might have to hold on to this one for a while. Just as a reminder.
I have some clothes. I don't know what they smell like yet.
The couple is able to laugh and stay positive despite losing almost everything. Even their young son saw the good in a devastating situation.
He was happy to see the firefighters.
Our 3-year-old was stoked about the firefighters. He doesn't know about his toys yet, but, you know, he's like, that's cool. Look at that. I'm like, oh, yeah, definitely cool.
They say there's a reason for their happiness.
It puts everything in perspective. When you lose everything, you look at what you still got, and you got kids and family.
Yeah, you got it all.
The cause of the fire is still unknown at this time. Again, the fire damaged the home so badly it has to be torn down by the end of the week. Fortunately, the family is staying with relatives who are also raising money for financial support. Japhanie Gray, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Japhanie. Turning to the latest COVID-19 update for Bexar County, San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg reporting tonight that the county has recorded its lowest positivity rate ever at 1.9%. The mayor also reported 233 new cases since yesterday, no new deaths. And as of tonight, we have 262 people in local hospitals, 80 people in the ICU, and 50 on ventilators. And there's good news on the vaccination front. More than half of Bexar County's population has received at least 1 dose of the vaccine at 55%. 36% of those eligible have been fully vaccinated.
Well, as Johnson & Johnson shots become available again, we're learning many Americans are now hesitant to get it. 32 states, including Texas, are administering that vaccine. And along with it comes a new CDC fact sheet warning about the risks of extremely rare blood clots. But the CDC has concluded the vaccine's benefits outweigh the risks. Of the 8 million J&J doses given, the CDC says 15 women suffered blood clots, though they were never conclusively linked to the vaccine.
They pulled it off and then put it back and then pulled it off. That's the reason I didn't want a Johnson & Johnson.
Well, that sentiment being echoed around the country. A new ABC News poll taken during the vaccine pause shows 73% of people not yet vaccinated say they would not take a Johnson & Johnson shot. To date, 96 million Americans have been fully vaccinated. And something to be on the lookout for tomorrow, the CDC is set to release new guidelines on mask rules.
And WellMed is set to resume giving the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine at its 2 sites beginning on Wednesday. They have nearly 2,000 available. Their vaccines are being given at both the Alicia Trevino Lopez Senior One-Stop Center on Culebra Road and the Elvira Cisneros Senior Community Center on Southwest Military. Appointments can be made online or by calling the number on your screen there, 833-968-1745.
The 2020 Census results are in, and they came with a few surprises. Among the winners, Texas, considered to be the biggest. The state picked up 2 congressional seats, courtesy of our 4 million new residents, most of which appear to have come from California. While still the nation's most populated, the Golden State lost a seat for the first time ever. For more on the biggest winners and losers, as well as more on what these results mean for Texas, head on over to KSAT.com.
And just a reminder, tomorrow, your last chance to vote early in the May 1st election. Tens of thousands of ballots have already been cast. On the ballot, the race for San Antonio mayor, several city council seats, and Propositions A and B, the latter of which has seen a fair amount of controversy here in the Alamo City. You can find a sample ballot as well as proposition explainers and candidate Q&As right now on KSAT.com. Election day, by the way, is May 1st.
Well, we mentioned the controversy surrounding Prop B. Voters are set to decide whether the police union will keep its right to collective bargaining. If you're unsure of what exactly that means, KSAT has you covered. Tomorrow we'll air a special presentation of KSAT Explains Prop B right here on KSAT at 6:30. Well, along with the COVID-19 pandemic came a potential for an increase in child abuse and neglect in our community. That's why myself and Patty Santos will be discussing the issue with a panel of experts this coming Wednesday. Our panelists will be on hand to answer your questions and explain the signs of abuse, how to report it, the impact the pandemic had, and where to seek help. Our KSAT Community Child Abuse Awareness Town Hall is again on this Wednesday from 2 to 3 p.m. You can stream it live at ksat.com or on your KSAT TV app.
Decent amount of cloud cover today with a little bit of sunshine mixed in. We started at 67, made it to 87, both above average for this time of year. You look at the readings right now, it's comfortable outside. 73 at the international airport in town, Stinson 74 along with Rio Medina, even 74 Kerrville and Comfort. So not a lot of variety to the temperatures at this hour, and we're not going to drop a whole lot more tonight. We'll settle down right near 70 degrees to start the day tomorrow on your Tuesday morning. Low clouds, bit of a southeasterly breeze. It's going to be very sticky and humid with the chance of some patchy drizzle. That's just some drizzle tomorrow morning, but we are pretty optimistic about real rain chances in the days ahead. I'm going to time that out for you coming up.
Amy has leukemia, so you are going to need to go to the ER.
Words that forever changed the life of this little girl. Tomorrow on the Nightbeat, meet Amy, the fighter with a big heart. Just 3 years old, she is battling leukemia. How you can help her and other patients in need tomorrow on the Nightbeat at 10.
Still ahead on the Nightbeat, outrage in North Carolina where the family of a man shot and killed by sheriff's deputies viewed what they say was redacted body cam footage of that incident. The latest, including growing calls for transparency. Next.
And now to the outrage growing in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, where the family of Andrew Brown Jr., who was shot and killed by sheriff's deputies, viewed body cam footage of this incident for the first time today. But his loved ones and their attorneys saying they were only able to view a redacted version of the body cam, just 20 seconds long, with some officers' faces blurred. They say what they saw was disturbing.
Hands drawn, pointing at him while his hands are on the steering wheel. They're shooting and saying, "Let me see your hands," at the same time.
If any of my deputies broke any laws or violated any policies that come out through this investigation, they will be held accountable.
Brown was killed last Wednesday. Deputies attempted to execute warrants related to felony drug charges. Today, peaceful protesters in Elizabeth City demanded the full raw video be released to the public. 7 sheriff's deputies are on paid administrative leave as the incident is investigated.
Well, happening tomorrow, a day of remembrance has been declared for one of Alabama's darkest days. This week marks the 10th anniversary of the deadly tornadoes which tore through the state, destroying homes and businesses and claiming more than 250 lives. It also injured at least 2,200 people there. Although Alabama was the state hit the hardest, others were also affected, including Texas. Those storms resulting in roughly $12 billion worth of damage.
And as we take a live look outside, we certainly need the rain. We don't need devastating storms that come with it sometimes.
Of course, unfortunately, this time of year, rain can come at a cost, and there is the chance of some severe thunderstorms with our rain that we're expecting in the days ahead. And we'll have a few hit or miss showers the next couple of days, Tuesday through Wednesday, scattered in nature, widely separated. But our storm chances and overall coverage of rain really peaks Wednesday night into the pre-dawn hours on Thursday. And as for temperatures, they're not going to change a whole lot in the days ahead, mainly just in the 80s the next several afternoons. So let's talk about those rain chances in more detail. You see these clouds coming in from the southwest. They're coming in from Mexico and even before then, the Pacific Ocean. So some Pacific moisture up above us in the mid and upper levels, which is good to see because to join it, we have some increasing Gulf moisture and then this upper level disturbance near Boise right now. That upper level spin That's going to be our main driving force in terms of lift and getting these showers and thunderstorms going in the days ahead. It's already causing widespread precipitation throughout parts of the Rockies and even the Pacific Northwest. That's going to drop southward and take its time as it moves through Texas. So that's going to help us out to really spread out the rain over a period of a few days. So let's start with tomorrow. Here's our futurecast. Low gray clouds in the morning, maybe a little bit of drizzle throughout the day. Yeah, a hit or miss shower or two, some scattered in nature. This model may be a little aggressive, but hey, we can hope at least, right? It's fun to look at. I am anticipating some widely separated showers and thunderstorms just here and there through the day tomorrow night as well. And then on Wednesday, we've got the slight chance as well. But it looks like the main event, notice noon here Wednesday, not a lot of activity. Main event would be well after dark on Wednesday, on into the pre-dawn hours on Thursday. That's when we should have the most lift and even a cold front moving through to help generate those showers and storms and squeeze out that Pacific and Gulf moisture that we have in our atmosphere. So here's another way to look at those rain chances and when we really highlight them. Tomorrow about 40%, so scattered across South Texas. Wednesday during the day, about 30%. But overnight, Wednesday into Thursday, we boosted up to 60%, and we may even crank that up another notch here as we get more information. So there is some good hope for beneficial and actually meaningful rainfall, but most of it's going to be Wednesday night, so keep that in mind. You look across the area right now, we're at 73 degrees, dew point is 65, southeasterly breeze at 14, so that southeasterly wind, it's bumping up the dew points. So already dew points are on the rise compared to earlier today. Get ready for a sticky couple of days, tomorrow and Wednesday. But remember, as you're sweating uncomfortable, we need that humidity to make the rainfall. It helps us out a lot. 78 Cotulla, 83 Del Rio. Those are some of the warmer locations, even 82 Laredo. For the most part, we're in the low to mid 80s, 75 or low to mid 70s. It's Monday. 75 Helotes, 73 Comfort, 73 Canyon Lake, and Cincinnati 74. Tomorrow morning, right at 70 degrees to start. Low clouds. Those rain chances up to 40% during the daylight hours. A few thunderstorms. And of course, sometimes we may see a severe storm here and there, especially west of I-35 tomorrow. By Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, wouldn't surprise me if we see some bullseyes of downpours where we get well over an inch of rain for some lucky folks. Not everybody, so cross your fingers.
All right. Thank you, Adam.
All right, this is like an all-star game score. It's like ABA.
Yeah.
The only thing that was missing was the red, white, and blue ball, Greg.
Good point, but they adopted the three-point shot. As a result tonight, the highest scoring game of the season for the Spurs, a combined 289 points, and that results in a win in Washington, even though it took overtime to get it done. And also, when we come back, a Cowboy star retires.
Please welcome home to the great state of Louisiana, Coach Kim Mulkey.
Never, ever did I think I would be at LSU, ever. But I am. And I'll say this, God works in mysterious ways.
Kim Mulkey makes her debut at LSU in big board sports, but first. Spurs in the nation's capital going for the season sweep of the Red Hot Wizards. Winners of 8 in a row and 9 of their last 10. Keldon Johnson attacking the rim for the bucket and the foul to even the game at 17. Spurs dialing it up from distance as well. Rudy Gay was questionable with a sore back. With a catch-and-shoot three, gives the Spurs a 6-point edge. Second quarter now, Drew Eubanks with shades of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's famous skyhook. DeJounte Murray, the offensive board, and then the turnaround jumper. He had 14 in the first half. DeMar DeRozan also poured in 14 in the first half as well. The jumper in the lane helped the Spurs to get to a 65-62 lead at the break. The injury bug bites Derek White again. White going up for this contest this dunk. Comes down and rolls his right ankle on the way down. He needed help getting off the court. No word yet on the severity of the sprain. DeMar then takes over, watching explode to the rim for the one-handed slam, then going to the rim again, this time finishing with a Euro step for the layup and the foul. We're tied at 95 going into the fourth. Wizards go on a 9-0 run to open the fourth, but the Spurs claw their way back on top with Murray's bucket, 119-118, under 30 to play. Left in the game, tied tonight at 1:31. DeMar going over the top of former Spurs Dallas Bertans with the lead. Next time down, DeMar with a chance to win it with the fadeaway from the elbow at the buzzer. He goes in and out. He finished with 37 as we head to overtime, tied at 133 all. In the extra period, DeJounte Murray knocking down the 18-footer. He finished at 25. Spurs up 2. DeMar kicking it out to Keldon, who goes baseline for the layup and a 1-point lead. Wizards get the final shot after a pair of Patty Mills free throws, give the Spurs a 3-point lead. Keldon on Bradley Beal, who had 45 for Washington, but 0 for 5 from downtown. Spurs snap the Wizards' 8-game win streak, 146 to 143 in overtime. DeJounte Murray with a career-high 17 boards today.
I was trying to do whatever it takes to win the game, and I know, being able to have the ability to affect the game in all ways possible, it helps your team. So, that's all I was. I was trying to be gritty and help my team win.
All right, road trip continues. They'll take on the Miami Heat on Wednesday. Here she is. Kim Mulkey has arrived at LSU after dropping the bombshell on Baylor on Sunday that she's leaving Waco, returning to her home state, Louisiana, to become the new women's head basketball coach at LSU. A Hall of Famer is replacing Nikki Fargas, who has accepted the position as president of the WNBA Las Vegas Aces, which is the old San Antonio Stars. Mulkey leaves Baylor after 21 seasons, 3 national championships, building Baylor's basketball into a nationally recognized program, missing the NCAA tournament only once in her career with the Bears. Mulkey explaining why she left Baylor for LSU in her first press conference as a Tiger.
I've been at Baylor 21 years of my life. I built that program from the ground up. I should say we built that program from the ground up. Can you believe there's only one institution I would have left for, and they made the commitment, and I'm home.
It is unclear right now what LSU is paying Mulkey to leave Baylor, but in her last year with the Bears, Mulkey was making $2.27 million. The Cowboy rides away. Next.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
After 11 seasons with the Dallas Cowboys, linebacker Sean Lee has decided to hang up his star. The 34-year-old has decided he just doesn't have another year left in him. The former second-round pick out of Penn State in 2010 was named to the Pro Bowl twice in his career. 2015 and 2016 was a team leader on defense, but injuries marred his run in the league. Everything from hamstrings to concussions, missing the entire 2014 season with a torn anterior cruciate ligament. But every time he would fight back, return to the gridiron, where he has 5 of the Cowboys' 7 all-time tackle games. He has a career 995 tackles, which is 8th in team history, to go along with his 14 interceptions, returning 2 for touchdowns, 5 fumble recoveries, and 4 sacks. He only played in 9 games last year after having sports hernia surgery and was thinking about a comeback for his 12th season, but that ended today with a statement that reads in part, and it says, "For 11 seasons, I was privileged to wear the Cowboy star. We want to play forever, but today it is my time to walk away. To the Joneses family, you treated me as if one of your own since I arrived. You allowed me to shine and grow as a player and person. Thank you for your support and graciousness. To the coaches, your endless hours of work made me a better player, pushed me to a place I did not know I could go. To my teammates, I love you like brothers. To the fans, you lifted me up when I needed the most. I didn't want to let you down. If there is a regret, is that I never helped bring a championship back home, because you deserve it so much. Thank you, Cowboys Nation. It has been my honor." And he also paid tribute to the Cowboys training staff over the years, who said, with him, they earned their money.
Yeah. And he was one of your favorite interviews. You liked talking to him.
And because he was very open and honest about not just life on the football field, but life off the field as well. And he's going to make a great coach if he decides to do that.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Greg.
We'll be right back.
Never miss a story. Watch live or when you want. San Antonio's latest news and weather, streaming free on KSAT TV.
Well, a new trailer is out for Steven Spielberg's adaptation of West Side Story. It premiered right here on KSAT 12 during last night's Academy Awards. The movie will have a theatrical premiere on December 10th, which was pushed back a year due to the pandemic. The trailer pays homage to the iconic opening sequence from the 1961 adaptation of the Broadway musical, which is based on William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet.
They also had a premiere of In the Heights, which is Lin-Manuel Miranda's new movie that's going to be coming out.
I think I was one of the only people not watching the Oscars.
And I'm sure Caskey.
That's two of us.
Well, I was going to say, I think Caskey's with you. I just happened to catch a little bit of that preview.
I don't think I've ever watched it, but we'll be scattered activity tomorrow. Best chance for rain is Wednesday night. That's late Wednesday on into the pre-dawn hours on Thursday.
You know, when you make thermometers all the time, you don't have time to watch movies and award shows.
Or have 3 kids.
Yeah, you know, those
kind
of things. You know, Caskey's very busy. Very busy man.